Now we want you to share with us our latest and greatest dream. A place of hopes and dreams, facts and fancy, all in one. That's it, right here. Disneyland.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Way of Magic podcast. I am Steve, one of your hosts, and I'm joined, of course, by Armando over there. Armando, how you doing?
I'm good. It's good to be back, man.
It is good to be back. It has been a crazy summer, and
Yeah,
it is time to get back and to look forward to all the excitement stuff that's coming
it's been
in a few.
it's been a long 3 months, man. Been a long 3 months.
You're not kidding.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We took time away for a little bit just because of some personal stuff, but we should be okay now, hopefully. And we actually recorded a podcast that still has not been released yet.
Yes.
It was of us at Disneyland. Actually, we did recorded one at Disneyland.
We did, yeah.
That may or may not be released. We don't know if it will get released, but we figure that out. That's a us problem, not a you guys problem. So,
yeah.
But this will for sure be released, though, for sure. So
yeah, this will be. The other one might be like a Snyderman cut, might just come a little bit later and stuff.
Right. So we'll see how that goes. But we're back, and we're here to talk about something that just happened recently, actually.
Oh yeah.
Some stuff that made people upset, some stuff that made people happy, some stuff that maybe put you in between. But we're here to talk about Destination D23.
Oh yeah. Happened over there in Florida. Was it on the 9th? I think it was the 9th, right? 9th September? Whenever it was
something like that. I think it actually.
Yeah, I think so.
No, actually, I think it was on Saturday because today's two. It was Sunday, Monday.
Oh, it was. Oh,
I
okay. It was
believe.
2 days. Okay.
I think it was 2 days.
Yeah.
Maybe I lied. Maybe it was just yesterday. It might have just been yesterday. Actually, that sounds about more right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a big deal. I don't think people realize we were expecting that much news to come out.
No.
I think because usually, D23 is the expo,
Mm-hmm.
which we'll talk about in a little bit, but that's usually the go-to big announcement thing.
That's their Comic-Con, That's where they announce everything.
Yeah, this is usually where they announce like meet and greets and they're gonna, paint the castle a different color or something like that. Like it's usually one of those kinds of announcements. So the fact that we got this many announcements was kind of a surprise.
It was enough to for us to warrant a video on this. So, yeah, but I guess let's just hop into it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go into it.
So the first one, they've already announced. It wasn't a surprise to anybody, but they, I guess, I guess they announced what they were going to put into it.
Right.
It is Star Tours. They announced that new adventures are coming in 2024, which will be centered around Ahsoka.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I think. So it's probably, I've been seeing online, it's probably going to be like the hologram part of the scene, and maybe some stuff from.
I'd imagine there's going to be
Destination.
scenes. There's going to be scenes from the show and stuff like that. Probably the hologram, like you're right, should probably be a hologram. I'm sure Mandalorian stuff will be in there as well. But that is going to come to Walt Disney World, Disneyland Paris, and Disneyland Resort. Every place that has a Star Tours, I believe. So,
Sorry, Tokyo. It's the only one.
But it's I look forward to it. Love me some Star Tours. I think it'll be kind of cool to see some more scenes, that you can get on that little dice roll.
Yeah. So it's kind of a side thing, but it is kind of funny how Star Tours for years was like the one, like that was a must-do attraction. And every time I'm in the parks, it's always like a 15-20 minute wait.
Yeah,
the most I've ever seen is a 30.
It's not that long. And honestly, I think it'd probably be a longer wait if they moved it to Galaxy's Edge, but obviously they're not going to do that because they have the whole queue and all that stuff built, and
that's a big crane.
Yeah,
helicopters lifting stuff.
Yeah. So but it'll be cool to see that.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, It's not that big. It's nothing attraction wise or anything, but for those of you that are interested in seeing the new Wish movie, which I'll watch and everything.
Oh,
I think it looks cool. I don't know the pronunciation of the name. I'm sorry if I butcher it. Asha or Aisha.
I think it's Asha.
It's got to be Asha, right? Asha sounds right.
Yeah.
From the new movie Wish, will be coming to Epcot and Disneyland Resort and Disneyland Paris, as a character, I'm assuming. So that'll be cool to see. I don't know. Obviously, nobody knows what the like movie is about yet. Even from the trailers, you can gather information, I suppose. But I look forward to. I think it'll be cool movie.
I think
It's a new original movie, so
it's an original movie. I'm excited about it. This is probably the first like Disney animated movie I've been excited to see in a long time. I think
I'm
just
looking forward to it.
yeah, I like the animation style. I like the fact that it has like a villain kind of. I mean, it
Yeah,
has kind of that traditional Disney beats you're expecting. It just I think it'll be really nice. I
me
like the
too.
trailer. I hope it lives up to it.
Me too. Me too. I'm looking forward to it. The next one is actually has to do with Hong Kong. It's gonna be they showed a sneak peek of the Frozen themed land, which it releases November. It comes out in November. The land
No,
releases
yeah,
in November, right?
November 20th.
Yeah. So, it's cool little sneak peek, cool little it's just a section of it. I'm assuming, because there's no way that land is that small.
It's yeah, I mean it's got two attractions.
Yeah.
It, if you've ever been to Epcot, to the people listening, it looks like about the size of Norway, like that kind of that size. I mean, it has the same ride, um, Frozen Ever After, and then it's got the
Yeah.
Wandering Oaken sleds or something.
So yeah, the one with Christoph and
Uh, yeah,
said yeah, but it says that they I'm looking at the other monitor, by the way, if everybody keeps wondering why I'm looking this way, it's because I'm looking at other monitor. But it says the world of Frozen, inspired by Walt Disney Animation Studios' stunning films, will blend Arendelle with the park's natural surroundings, and the audience is getting the first peek at the land, and it shows the picture. But it looks very vibrant, very pretty. Um, I mean, I've never been to Hong Kong myself, so I don't know if that's what it naturally looks like, um, like just the world, like the land over there and everything. But it looks very vibrant and very pretty. Um, I'm excited to watch some through videos because Lord knows I'm not going to Hong Kong anytime soon, because of money. So,
yeah,
um, so
yeah,
that'll be cool to see.
yeah. And Disney, I mean, Hong Kong is just really they've understood like the mini land thing because
Hmm.
they don't do like these big like we're gonna build this giant land. They do like these mini lands. It's like they did Toy Story mini land. They're doing this one, and it does look incredible. I mean, I was like okay, and I've been on because the ride is the same as the one in Epcot
Yeah,
with just some slight changes, which I think is funny because that's a reskin of an old ride from the 80s. The fact that it's been built now in two different, three different places now. But it's an incredible ride. If this is like, I think it's the same kind of system as Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Magic Kingdom at Disney World.
the
Same
new
for the
rider, right?
wandering,
Yeah,
yeah, for the sleds. That's a great ride. I think I mean, they really, I think, hit it out of the park. And I would love to go to Hong Kong just because, like you said, that natural beauty. There's a mountain in the back. I mean,
yeah.
every picture of the castle is a giant, green mountain in the back, and yeah,
Looks really nice,
that's
really
it's
pretty.
definitely on the wish list. Yeah,
So making sure. All right. The next one is nothing new. It's something they've announced a while ago, and um, I like I guess they just put a date to it. I'm assuming is what the actual thing was because I think it just said fall 2023 for the Hatbox Ghost in Walt Disney World's Haunted Mansion.
yeah.
But now they gave a rough date, which was late November.
Wait,
Late November.
way to be specific, guys.
To add
Big.
him right before the endless hallway, or as you're passing the endless
That's
hallway,
busy.
he'll
Yeah,
be right there. And I know there was a whole discourse of everybody with this whole thing. Listen. I understand that within lore reasons we're not supposed to see the ghost right before all that, but like, who cares?
the electrical outlet is right there. That's what
Like
I heard. I think the electrical's there, but
like who cares, man? You know, like I guess the reason that I don't know if this is true. This is what I saw on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, now it's X.
Yeah.
Thanks Elon. It's I guess like they said that the reason for that is because he's not a happy hunt. He's an unhappy hunt. So you're able to see him. I don't.
You,
I particularly don't care that much. It's if it fits, if it's he's in the ride. Like, come on.
right. And you know what? I gotta say, because like you, I've seen all this stuff. I'm at. It doesn't matter. It's still you wanted the Hatbox Ghost,
You
you
got the
got
hot
him,
pot. Yeah.
and now you're complaining. Disney World fans are so. I
I
get it. We're spoiled because we're Disneyland people. Everything they listen to us. If we don't like something, they change it. They don't listen to the Disney World fans. But come on, you guys, got to pick your battles.
It's I don't think there's anything I like it. I mean, I don't think that the models change. It's the same model that we have. It's gonna be
Yeah,
same thing. He's just gonna be before the Endless Hallway, which honestly, I mean, you guys are like you get to see him earlier in the ride than we
I
do.
know, and he will be in a better location. You'll get to, at that part of the ride, you can
You're
see
fully tilted
that
towards
area,
it. Yeah.
right? But I mean, the one here at Disneyland, you see it, and before you even know it, you've already spun around to the next, to go back down. So
I I think it's a good time, and I think it'll be fine where he's at. He's in a fine location. I feel like me personally. So,
is, yeah,
and also I hate to cut you off real quickly, but the movie was great, by the way.
yes, we actually saw it together,
Yeah, we saw it together
and on opening night,
opening night. It was a good. We got patches for it,
we got patches.
which
We got our Haunted Mansion patch. We just get one more patch, and we'll be
it's
full on Disney fans.
it was a good movie. There was a discourse that we had with the movie for our own personal reasons. Um, I can get into that later, I suppose, like later on down the road. But the movie was phenomenal. I think it was way better than the Eddie Murphy movie. Um,
So much better.
but the story was good. The Hatbox Ghost was phenomenal. I'm not really a personal fan of Jared Leto's acting, to be honest with you. But this wasn't even Jared Leto. I mean, like it was just his
It could
voice,
have been
really.
Joe Schmo. Yeah.
I don't know if he did the mocap for it. I don't know if they even did mocap for it. But I think he did a pretty bang up job as a Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah. And funny thing, I saw it again with a friend of about right before it went out of theaters. And I was like, this is a good movie. It really
It's really
was.
good.
I understand because it didn't do very well for like regular people.
Yeah.
And I could see, they're probably like, it's a little too much fan service, but you know what? You so what?
It was
It,
a good movie. It was a
it
good
was a
movie.
good movie.
It'll be on
And it
Disney
was really good
Plus.
acting.
It was really good acting. Really good acting. Everybody in that movie was phenomenal. Um, and I think it'll be released on Disney Plus in late October. I think October 23rd. I think
Really.
that they
It's not
announced.
late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in time for Halloween. So
Literally.
yeah, literally just in time for Halloween. But if you haven't watched it, watch it when it comes out on Disney Plus because it's a good movie. And I know we didn't do a review on it because we weren't around, but
Yeah.
that's our quick little review on it.
It was really good. And you know what? I gotta say, I felt kind of bad for the Imagineer. So the guy, I forgot his name, but he's the guy that they brought up on Destination D and
Mhm.
brought him up here to talk about this. He's the guy that came up with the like
Oh,
the,
Daniel
the
Joseph, yes,
yes, okay. So he's the guy that actually on his free time built the
yeah, that
model.
he redid that box
Right.
Ghost, yeah.
And he's like, we're gonna put this in 60th anniversary. It's gonna be awesome. He he is now officially forever gonna be the Hatbox guy
Yeah.
forever.
I
And
think he's fine with that though, you know.
I think, oh yeah, he loves the Haunted Mansion. He loves all that stuff. Um, but yeah, it just I felt kind of bad because they brought him up and he had to like explain um, why why the Hatbox Ghost was in the endless hallway and not later on and
Which
stuff.
is like, again, come on, man.
Just say it is what it is. This is the way.
But you know, but that was cool and all, and so there you go, Walt Disney World people, late November for you. Now moving on for something for us. We
Yes.
got a first look which we were actually there when they announced this at D23 in the hall. We got to first look at the new world jumping vehicle that is going to be in the new Avengers e-ticket ride. Which it says this will help transport superheroes into the multiverse, which also includes us. But it says Brent Strong, executive creative director at Walt Disney Imagineering, is sharing an early peek at the ride vehicle, featuring a design that combines elements of Tony Stark's time suits with Xandarian jump points and the Wakandan technology.
Did we catch all of the all the franchises? Cool.
The vehicle looks pretty cool.
It does, yeah.
I have no idea what is gonna. They haven't shown anything about this e-ticket attraction, just the concept art.
It kind of looks like Transformers at Universal, if you've ever seen that, where it's kind of like a more compact version of like the Indiana Jones ride system, where it's
that's if you're listening to the Spotify version, there will be pictures up on the actual video version, but it does look a little bit similar like that. I don't know if the ride vehicle, because I believe it's a trackless ride, but they are going to have screens on there. They have to, because you have 2D animated characters that they already said were going to be in the ride. So I'm pretty sure it might be something similar to Transformers, if anything like that. Or I guess not necessarily Transformers, but more so Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It'll be
it was just like a motion thing,
yeah. Which again, I mean, I love that ride. That ride's fun. It's a great ride.
It's really good. I found myself going on that all the time. It's kind of a must do now, which is weird. Yeah.
And it doesn't feel long when it's a 40, 45, 60-minute wait. It doesn't feel long at all because there's so much to look at in the queue. The queue is like so interactive. Which is what you want. Which is what you want out of a queue, to not make you feel like you're just wasting time and all that stuff. So, I hope the queue is similar to something like that. I don't know if that is going to happen, just because of the space and the constraints that they're in with California Adventure, but it's looking bright. It's looking bright for this.
This is going to be, if it's everything we think it's going to be,
it's going to be a saving grace for Adventures Campus.
It really is. It's going to be the thing that it's kind of going to be like what Rise of the Resistance was, because everyone was kind of lukewarm on Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Even though there's no comparison between the two. I mean, Galaxy's Edge is a heck of a lot better than Adventures Campus. 100%. But when you get that e-ticket in there, I think it's going to be the game changer. And I think California Adventure, if this ride is as good as we think it's going to be, this will make California Adventure a absolute, probably one of the best parks of any of the Disney parks.
I think so.
You have Cars Land, you've got this, you've got Guardians of the Galaxy, I guess, is still on there, even though it's not my thing. But I mean, they will have some real solid
Credit Coaster,
solid stuff. Yeah, and Credit Coaster's good too. It'll be a nice thrill, nice balanced park, really.
Yeah, it'll have a lot, and I can see this. I mean, I feel like Marvel just caters to more of the the casual fans in each demographic, more so than Star Wars, kind of. So I think. Because I mean, every kid wants to be a superhero, right? I mean, that's not to say every kid doesn't want to be a Jedi. I want to be a Jedi, but I feel like this will definitely be, this will definitely have more of a wait time than Rise of the Resistance did on opening.
Especially if that word of mouth is good, and also too, people are going to want to see, because I imagine from what they said last year at D23, this is going to be, every character you've ever thought of is going to be in this thing.
And its original characters, King Thanos, which we got the concept art for, which I think is still cool. I gotta hang that poster. That poster I can see.
I do too. It's sitting over there.
Yeah, literally, right? And I gotta hang that thing, probably like up there or something. But with that, I mean, I look at that thing and I'm like, I want to ride this ride.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, it's like when they talked about when they made Star Tours. And they were like, we want to put you in the trench run. And this is going to be one of those moments where you're like, I wanted at the end of Endgame to be in the middle of that battle and all these different things. And you're going to be able to. And I think that's going to be.
I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time.
It'll be fun. Yeah. Hopefully they don't disappoint.
I hope not. I hope not. But
They
we're
haven't
gonna.
landed. If we're gonna, but they
Yeah,
have not landed the Marvel stuff. They know how to do Star Wars stuff in the parks.
100%.
Marvel is tough. They have not mastered it in 2 times that they've done it. 3 times because they did Galaxies or Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot. It just there's always something kind of missing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
We'll see what
makes
happens. We'll see what
yeah,
happens. They did say more updates will be coming down in the future, so hopefully that's not too long. I'm assuming the next time we'll hear about that will probably be at
D23 probably.
D23, which we'll be getting to very shortly. Very shortly, we'll be getting to. But the next thing we're gonna go to is we're gonna go to back to Walt Disney World, and Country Bear Jamboree is getting updated. Technically, I guess actually, it's getting new songs, and it's gonna be in 2024. Disney Imagineer Chris Beatty says that the show debuts, the Bears will be reinterpreting favorite Disney songs in different genres of country music. The Imagineers are envisioning the new experience as a homage to the classic musical. I have no idea what was that? Reviews in
Oh,
Nashville, and they're working with Nashville musicians to get the authentic country sound. So that'll be pretty cool.
yeah. For me, I mean, Country Bear Jamboree, as every person on X and wherever they're coming from has said, I mean, Country Bear is just like that's a rite of passage. You just have to go there.
Yeah,
If you go to Disney World, you have to ride it, and it is definitely from a different era in the sense that like some of the songs you're just like, oh my gosh, I mean,
yeah,
Mama Don't Whoop Lil Buford,
yeah.
and
You're like, wow, I can't believe they got away with this.
yeah. But
Um,
I think that this is the best possible solution because to get rid of it entirely would be a mistake,
which they did here.
which they did, yeah. And but I think that having it updated would be great.
Hmm.
I'm kind of bummed it's not going to have that because there's an edge to it. It
Yeah,
has an edge to it. I mean, especially the original show. So what they have now is kind of like an edited version and stuff like that. But the original where they would like, Trixie was like the big bear and they'd make the jokes and it was definitely more of like is that what Disney in the 70s looked like? But
yeah.
yeah, I'm glad. I just I don't know.
Well,
I hope it's not like Bro Country. Let's not
no,
have
no.
any Bro Country version of
I think it'll be
Bare
cool. I'm
Necessities.
sure they're probably gonna. I'm sure Bare Necessities is probably gonna be a song on there. There's no way it's not.
No, it's not.
Beauty and the Beast. I'm sure the classic part of your world, a whole new world type of thing. I'm sure. I think it'll be. It will not be only cool to see those reimagined as country songs. I personally don't like country, but I think it'll be cool. But it'll also it'll be funny. So, which
It'll be
is
funny.
the whole thing of the Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah. As long as Big Al's there, that's all that matters.
So, but we're gonna stay in Walt Disney World. And I say this with a little resentment, only because they're getting such a cool thing with this Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge,
Oh yeah.
and it's the first of its kind. It will extend the story of Pirates of the Caribbean, and I wish that we could do this at ours.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where you'd put it here, but I hey, you know what? Just let's get rid of the Riverbell Terrace. Nobody eats there anyhow unless it's Fantasmic. Turn that into something. It's perfectly located. You got pirates, you got the Adventureland thing. And I mean, if this is kind of like Oga's Cantina kind of thing where it's like this
It seems like it might be, and that's and
lounge, yeah.
that's what I'd like to see. And it doesn't specify. I know the word lounge is usually synonymous with DVC, but it does not say DVC lounge. So I'm
No,
hoping that this is not going to be a DVC lounge.
this is a party up. Let's have some expensive drinks.
And and they'll get my money. They'll get my money for sure. I love Pirates of the Caribbean, and I think that is just such a cool like to have a tavern of sorts,
Hmm.
to have that kind of thing, and have the animatronics in there, and extend the story
Yeah.
of it. I don't know how you would, because I feel like the story's kind of complete.
Yeah.
But I guess that's for the Imagineers to rile up, not me, but
Yeah.
I think it'll be so cool, and I say it with resentment because I'm jealous. So
Yeah, no, this is really cool, and I especially love that the Barker bird's coming back in some
yes,
capacity. That
yes,
Peg leg Pete, which is funny because I that was one of my first memories of Disney World when I was a kid, was seeing seeing him up there on the front of the little entrance there
yeah,
over there at their Pirates, and it was
yeah.
really the best part of their Parts of the Caribbean because it's not as good as ours. So, you know, I guess
In
this is the
our own.
consolation prize. But it's exciting. I love this. I think all of these. I think honestly, I mean, like Haunted Mansion, Pirates. These are great ways to extend the story
I think
because
so.
you're in them for longer than like a shop or something like that.
You just reminded me actually too when you said the same thing with Haunted Mansion. This was not announced here. This was actually announced on the
Oh
Disney
yeah, yeah.
Parks blog. I think it was definitely on the parks on the parks Twitter. I'm still gonna say Twitter because
Yes.
it's better. On the Disney Parks Twitter, it was they are actually gonna change the Haunted Mansion queue here. They're gonna extend it. They're gonna reimagine it. Kind of something similar to Walt Disney World's kind of, but not entirely.
Yeah.
And we're also getting a shop where you would normally enter. Splash Mountain, I guess, would be kind of like an
Yeah.
extended queue entrance kind of thing. Where they would have the wait time posts and all that stuff. That's gonna be gone, and that's gonna be turned into a gift shop for Haunted Mansion, which I think is actually gonna be really cool.
It's gonna be.
We lost Steve there for a second, but he'll come back. It's okay.
Oh,
No, you're
okay.
good. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, I love this idea. I love that it's a standalone building. It's
Yeah.
gonna extend. It actually blends in, like it looks like the mansion a little bit. The queue I think is great too. The Disney World queue has too much of kind of the
Mm-hmm.
we're making jokes about it. Like everything's kind of like a gag, and I kind of like the more ominous thing of it
Yeah.
at that part. Yeah, this one seems to our version that we're gonna get it seems to carry that on, where you're not really sure what's going on here and stuff.
Yeah, and
Um,
and the concept art looks pretty, so I hope it actually looks that way and
yeah,
to from on screen to or from on paper to real life.
do it. Yeah,
But yeah, that was a quick one. We forgot to
that was
mention
going.
that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. They're also getting rid of the fountain too.
Yes.
That Magnolia Park is all going away, which I feel so bad for Kim Irvine, who's the head
Mm-hmm.
Imagineer at Disneyland, because her whole MO now is just we need more space. This is going to be too big of a thing. We need to have more queue. Can you widen the pathways? And we need more places to put people. And she's like, well, all right, I guess we're getting rid of the 50-something-year-old fountain and
All I'm
stuff
saying
like that.
is, as long as you put a queue similar to that of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I will be happy.
You do it. Yeah, you can. Yeah. So I'm
So
excited about that.
me too, me too. But the next thing that was shared at Destination D23 is they shared a first look at Zootopia at Shanghai. And this looks pretty good. This
This
looks
looks,
pretty
yeah,
phenomenal. The picture they have shown is of a street and like it's kind of like a zebra crosswalk and like things, but they have like a giraffe building in the background. It looks like to be I think that's an elephant on the left. Oh no, it's a well I actually see the polar bears there,
oh
which I
yeah,
think
yeah.
might be the mayor, but it looks really cool. And again, I will not be going to this anytime soon just because of money, but this looks pretty cool, and I'm excited to see what they come up with on that.
Yeah, yeah, this one's cool. Especially, I mean, we kind of got a peek at this at D23, where they're gonna have like the puppets that are gonna come out the window and kind
Hmm.
of do a little show and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I want to say in that picture, that polar bear is because I think in the movie they're like bodyguards or something like that,
I
right?
think so. Yeah,
I don't.
something like
Yeah,
that.
because the store is the little Godfather guy,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
I think. Okay,
the
so
possum.
hopefully he's the animatronic, the polar bear. That would be cool.
That'd be really cool.
If and especially if it was like a what's Mr. Potato Head, kind of like you can interact.
That'd be dope. That'd be really
Yeah.
cool.
So this is going to be kind of along the lines of kind of this interactive thing on the street. So you're going to have when you're walking through, there's going to be all these shows going on, stuff like that. Kind of like what Galaxy's Edge used to have, or
It's
it still
supposed to be.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah, where they'd have the stormtroopers doing one show, and then they would have the spy and all that stuff.
yeah,
I think that really makes people spend more time in the land.
yeah. 100%. And I think it makes the land more unique and gives you, that sort of I gotta go here because I don't know what I'm gonna miss type of thing. So,
Right.
um, again, looking forward to that. I think it'll be really cool and excited to see some YouTube videos on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to Epcot and we're switching around here because we're going in the order that these were announced in. So they really did a flippy
Did a little
floppy.
bouncer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But at Epcot, the World Celebration neighborhood will begin welcoming guests this December. So World Celebration will unite the front of the park, tying together the other two new Epcot neighborhoods, World Discovery and World Nature. So there you go. Moving on.
No, 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 no. Permission to say something here. This, um, wow, yeah. What a what a missed opportunity. I'm so disappointed in this. They tore down that building, the old Innovations building, just to build literally the same building. I mean, it's little changes and stuff. I mean, the whole Epcot refurb, refresh, reimagine, whatever they want to call it. I mean, that was such a dud. I mean, I know they were expecting like California Adventure level renovation. This is a cherry on top of a melted ice cream cone. It is nothing, but I'm just glad that it'll be done. There's no more construction
They did say
and
the
all the
completion of the last Parks 4 neighborhoods will be the latest major milestone multi-year transformation of Epcot.
yeah. The original concept was really cool with that multi-tiered level thing and stuff like that. But as long as it's done, I guess it's at that point they're just like, let's finish it. And so
But it's okay. But it's okay because Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, will open on October 16th, 2023. Journey of Water is a new walkthrough experience located within World Nature, the Epcot neighborhood dedicated to understanding and preserving the beauty of balance of the natural world. So something similar to Living with the Land type of thing, where they it's an education type thing, and it's you're taught how to help the world, help that grow this kind of stuff, and which I think is great. I think that's cool.
it is cool and it's getting good reviews and people are really liking it, which is something because I mean this has been kind of a thorn in people's side for so long. It's like, oh, it's a Moana coming to Epcot, and here we have something that actually it looks really pretty. I've only
Yeah,
seen pictures of it, but
yeah, it,
I
it
think
looks very
it's
good. The
yeah.
Rockworth looks fine. Looks really good. Moving on. A new nighttime spectacular, um, called or it's at Epcot. Sorry,
Yeah.
called Luminous: The Symphony of Us. Will debut on December 5th, 2023. Jeff Val
I think so.
Vale
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
Jeff
Jeff
Val.
Bell.
President of Walt Disney World is with Josh on stage announcing the brand new show that'll feature fireworks, fountains, lasers, lighting effects, and music.
Yeah. Oh man, you talk about Disney World fans rioting. This was, I mean, Harmonious was just destroyed. It didn't even have a chance. The original show that was there before. Um, I'm excited about this. I mean, you're never going to be able to replace Reflections of Earth for us Epcot fans because I love Epcot. But yeah, Reflections of Earth will always be there, even if it was kind of confusing. But this is exciting. What's up with Disney's naming of things lately?
Luminous,
Wondrous,
harmonious,
Luminous.
wondrous. Yeah.
What's the one in Marvelous? I think is the one in Hong Kong or
They're in the
Us.
us era,
Yeah,
man. It's the Disney
yeah,
100 era. Come on,
that's true. Yeah.
Uh,
When I think of 100, I think of
us.
this. Yeah, the suffixes.
Um, it's also funny because it's also called the Symphony of Us. So I think that's kind of funny there. But I we'll see how this goes. Wondrous was such a beautiful song. I love that, and I'm still standing on the ground that I will never forget how everyone hated on
Mhm.
that song when it
Oh
got
yeah,
announced. I have loved it ever since day one, and
me too. It is number one on like my Disney.
oh,
You
it's the
both of
best.
us.
It's the best
Yeah,
fireworks show at Disneyland.
it is. It really
Um,
is.
I'm sad that they ended it so early.
I know. I hopefully it comes back. It's supposed to come back after the holidays.
We'll see. We'll see. Because
Uh,
technically the year isn't up yet. Technically for
yeah.
um, the 100. So, but But
I'm excited about it.
I'm excited to hear
This is
this. Excited to hear how this is gonna sound. I hope it goes well. Honestly, for you guys, I really
yeah.
do. So but this is when we started getting into kind of stuff that kind of upset people a little bit. Um, so at Epcot, they announced that Test Track will be reimagined. Imagineers, along with the teams from Chevrolet, are reaching back into history for inspiration from the original World of Motion and bringing the spirit of optimism to the next iteration of the Test Track attraction.
This is, I think this is probably the thing that excited me the most of all that stuff. I
The
mean,
I will say the vehicle looks a little weird. It looks like it's something out of like a Tesla, like
I
like
they're trying to
workshop or
go with
something.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, got that matte paint look into
So,
it.
so
They're
it's really
going.
that's really weird looking to me. The scenery looks really nice though. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. It's not just
Yeah,
gonna be like glow in the dark, uh, hazard like test things anymore. So, we'll see. I have not gotten to ride Test Track though, ever. So,
it's
from the sounds of it, I don't think you'll be able to make your car anymore. Um,
yeah, which is, I
Kind of
mean,
a
that's
bummer actually, 'cause
fine.
that's kind of
Oh,
cool.
it's a bummer.
Well, I think it's a bummer because I never got to experience it. I thought that was always cool.
It was cool, but the problem with it was cool when you were making it, but then when you went to scan your Magic Band, it never, I don't know, for me, it never worked. And then when it did work, it just, my car was always last. It was like performance test horrible, and then energy test horrible. And I was like, oh, thanks. Thanks.
It's
I
like,
guess I'm
yeah,
not gonna be a
kind
designer now in
of.
cars.
That's yeah,
But this
but
is cool. I don't, they say it's gonna be like World of Motion, which was the ride that
yeah,
was before Test Track. So is that going to be, are we going to go through a history of transportation? Are we going to go through a history of car
probably
production? Yeah.
I'd
I
imagine
think that's
unless it has to do
great.
something with Chevy.
Well,
So
yeah, but this will be cool. And the World of Motion, if you can find like a good VHS of
yeah,
the ride through, it is really a funny ride. It's got some great gags into it. I think Mark Davis worked on that. So you got like Pirates of the Caribbean level gags. So you've got like you know, the sea serpent and all stuff like that.
yeah.
I'm
So
excited about this.
it looks like it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, as I am with most things. I'm gonna be honest. Like none of this stuff really upset me, with the exception of the Pirates of the Caribbean tavern. That's just because we didn't get it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with any of this stuff. But we will get to it very soon. That people were very upset about. Some people were jokingly upset about it. Some people were actually upset about it.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. We're getting there. But next is a special sneak peek at what's to come at Disneyland Paris, which is the resort's future Frozen themed land that'll highlight the kingdom of Anna and Elsa is taking shape and just part of an exciting transformation. And it's just strictly concept art. There's nothing here yet to actual significance of photos to look at.
Yeah.
But the concept art looks nice, as Disney concept art always does.
Yeah.
Um,
It's from what I gather, it's exactly the same
yeah,
as Hong Kong.
yeah,
But I'm excited. I mean, Studio Paris or Walt Disney Studios Park in
yeah.
Paris is really, I mean, it is rough. And this is anything that they can do to that park will be great.
I think so.
Um,
I think so.
yeah. So this will be cool. Can we also talk to, because I know they showed, I don't know if you're going to bring it up, but they had the animatronic. They showed the animatronic for what is Kristoff.
That was
And
actually no, that it wasn't on here. No,
oh, there wasn't. Oh, okay.
no.
Well, a part of that announcement, they showed the animatronic, which I really love that they're doing that for the Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Paris versions. They're redoing the original face because at
Oh,
Disney
that's
World they
nice.
have like the screen
It's the screen
face
faces.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so the fact that they went and said we're going to put the money into developing this
yeah.
real
This new
thing
model. Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to do the screen faces ever again. That is done. They're they've kind of given up on that.
Yeah, unless it's gonna be for cartoons only, which it works then, but not
Yeah,
so
but not
much
for
for
human.
not for humanoid faces. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, because when the one in Seven Dwarfs, the ones for the dwarfs are really
yeah,
really believable.
I think they look really good. Mickey and Minnie. I mean, obviously, they're the new renditions of the shorts, so that looks like cartoonish
Yeah.
because it is, but I think it works for those, but not for human faces when your eyes can tell like that doesn't look right.
Because you always saw that line. It was like, oh, they're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It always looked like those.
So,
That's cool for them.
but something that I hope to do one day, Thomas Maslam, I think, I don't know, president of Disney Signature Experience, is joining Jocelyn Stage to share updates on Disney Cruise Line as it prepares for a period of growth unlike anything ever experienced before. Right now, there are 3 new ships in development, along with the Disney Lookout, with Disney Lookout K at Lighthouse Point, a brand new island destination. Disney teams are collaborating with talented artists and cultural advisors in the Bahamas to shape an experience that celebrates the natural beauty, traditions, and artistry of the one of a kind nation. So that's pretty
This is
cool.
cool. I mean, nothing really. Did they announced an opening date though, right? Was that
Not that I see on
no?
here,
Okay.
but well, I mean,
It's just some of this.
they announced the new ship.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Uh,
which we kind of
yeah, which
we
is
got a name.
the Disney Adventure is the name of the Disney Cruise Line's newest ship. Disney Adventure is the 7th ship in the Disney Cruise Line fleet, and work is currently underway in Germany. It'll be the first Disney ship to sail from Singapore and throughout Southeast Asia and feature the Disney service, storytelling, and entertainment everyone knows and loves.
It's also the first Disney ship not built from the ground up by Disney. It's the one
Yeah.
they bought from the Global Dream, I think is what it was originally called. And they're not mentioning it, but I can pretty much guarantee it's gonna be the first Disney cruise ship to have a casino on it.
Probably,
With
which
that,
will be
oh yeah,
pretty cool.
it would be, yeah. Because that for that audience, for them cruising, I mean, you're talking about Southeast Asia. I mean, all their cruise ships have casinos on them. I mean, it's just kind of a thing. Plus, it's also one of the biggest cruise ships in the world. So, I
That'll
mean,
be
you got to
nice.
have something to do for all those people.
I would
It's
love to
cool.
take a trip on each of those cruise ships, but that requires money that I do not have.
Requires
So
money and time
and
and
time that I do not have either.
uh,
Yeah, unfortunately.
yeah.
But it'd be cool to experience at least one of those ships, and I'm hoping to do that relatively soon. So
We got to do that. Yeah, even if it's like something out, for us, San Diego right there, we can take San Diego, go
yeah,
up to
all right.
Vancouver, do a Alaskan.
So
Go
uh,
make that happen.
it'd be really cool. Be really cool.
Yeah.
But a new look at what's coming in Fantasy Springs at Tokyo Disneyland Resort. The 8th themed port of Tokyo Disney Sea will feature Rapunzel's Forest, Peter Pan's Neverland, and Frozen Kingdom, all inspired by the Walt Disney Animation Studios films. Um, I mean, it looks cool. It looks
Hmm.
cool. Tokyo Disney kind of always had. It kind of seems like they kind of have like a mishmash of worlds, kind of.
Yeah.
A lot. So, but the concept art looks cool. Again, I don't know how well it would translate to actual life, but concept art looks great. Nothing too much to say about this. I feel like it's just some more
Yeah.
lands.
Tokyo
Yeah.
does their stuff. Tokyo does their stuff really well. I mean, everyone talks about Disney Sea is the best theme park.
Yeah.
Who's Honey Hunt is awesome. Everyone talks about that. I can't imagine it'll be any different. I will agree with you. They do kind of, for them, it's like we they'll find a way.
Yeah.
Like they will try however they can to fit things in and stuff like that. They have such a level of attention to detail. It's unreal. So
But
I'm
yeah, no,
but
100%. I'm looking forward to that. I
put
think that'd be cool.
yeah, put that on the wish list too, with all the other destinations.
There's a lot of things we gotta do, man. A lot of
It's a
things.
lot.
But the thing that I'm excited about though is Bruce Vaughn, the chief creative officer at Walt Disney Imagineering, was up there to talk about more blue sky,
Blue sky.
which
Yeah.
was a thing everybody was really upset about at D23, this last year's D23, and but he talked about future expansions for the Magic Kingdom, of course, because that is the biggest park that they're allowed to do anything with. Um, According to Bruce, Imagineers are looking to tell stories beyond Big Thunder Mountain, similar in scale to things like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Pandora, adding new attractions, restaurant shows, and more. More details to come in the future. Um, will that happen? I don't know because
The most
they have ambitious things that they always try to do.
well well the weird thing is that they talked about this, which by the way, got to give Disney props for making a non-announcement sound like an announcement. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. I'm pretty sure the next story you're going to mention is the one that everyone's talking about.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay,
They
all
didn't
right.
announce that one just yet. What they did announce though is a new show based on Zootopia is being created for the Tree of Life Theater at Disney's Animal Kingdom. The current concept for the new Zootopia experience has guests visiting the different biomes you can only glimpse in the film, traveling along with Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, and other characters. Imagineers are currently finalizing the concept, and more details will be coming in the future. Again, that future will probably be next year at D23, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah. This is kind of the start. I I mean, this is kind of a big deal because if this and Dinosaur go away, now it's just Kilimanjaro Safari is the original. I guess Cali River Rapids is original, but to the park. But yeah, that's a. You know what? I didn't like Tough to Be a Bug when it was here. I didn't like it when it was over there. So
Really?
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's not for everyone. It wasn't for me either. But
I will say it did have a good gag at the end where it's like, let the
yeah,
bugs leave and then
that one was cool. But
yeah, it scared the crud out of me as a kid.
So
Oh man.
here is the announcement that had everybody up in arms.
Mm-hmm.
Walt Disney Imagineering is planning to reimagine Dino Land, USA at Disney Animal Kingdom into a new land inspired by a region sometimes referred to as Tropical Americas. As part of the research, Imagineers are looking at some of the most biodiverse areas on the planet in the regions just north and south of the equator here in the Western Hemisphere. The northern part of South America stretching up into Central America. This exciting location has been the inspiration for many magical stories over the years, which I think is cool. I have no stake in the game because I have never been to again Walt Disney World, never been to Animal Kingdom, never been to Disneyland. So I have no up in arms about this, but that's not what everybody was also entirely upset about.
Mm-hmm.
Thing that everybody was upset about is new experiences inspired by Encanto, the Academy Award-winning Walt Disney Animation Studios film, and the fan favorite adventure Indiana Jones are being considered for the reimagined land at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Brief says there's a long way to go and a lot more to discover, but imagining teams in Florida are up for the challenge. They are finally going to take away Dinosaur, which is, as you told me, a carbon copy of Indiana Jones. So they said, why not? Let's just lean into it.
Exactly. Dinosaur, we're not gonna make it. That's the whole thing. I gotta say, yeah, because we knew Dino Land was on the chopping block. Even when Joe Rody was in charge of the project, in charge of the park, we knew Dino Land was on the chopping block. I don't know. It's again, I love my Disney World fans, but the love of Dino Land is insane. It's a great. I mean, it's if you know the story of it, of the backstory, it's really cool. It's a great little story of the Dino Institute and the little roadside attraction thing. But if you're Joe Schmo coming from Phoenix or wherever, Colorado, and you come to Disney World and you see this, you think, wow, they just ran out of money and built. It just looks junky. So this is great. What's weird about this is one, yeah, I don't know what Indiana Jones was doing there at all. I don't. He's not an animal guy. He doesn't like snakes. It's not animals. Encanto used to be a part of the Magic Kingdom Blue Sky thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they were like, well, we'll do this tropical Americas thing, which I've never heard anyone describe Central America and South America as tropical America, but I don't know. I mean, Encanto seems to make sense. I like the idea. I like the idea of expanding that because, yeah, you don't. Animal Kingdom is very focused on Africa and Asia, which I guess makes sense because those are the exotic locations. But Central America is very exotic for I think most Disney World tourists, unless you're the Brazilian tour groups that come up. You don't have any knowledge of that stuff. So if they can bring in like animals from that area and
that'd be
kind of have that same thing, yeah, if they can do the same kind of thing that they do with all that stuff, I'm totally okay with it. I think Encanto fits. Indiana Jones makes no sense to me, but I understand that the dinosaur ride system is kind of the same if you want to save um, something of development, I guess. I mean, you'd have to, it's still expensive because you got to build all those sets and stuff like that.
Yeah. but
but
it's marginally less expensive than
yeah,
creating a whole new ride
it
system.
right. It is amazing though that Dinosaur has lasted this long. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, actually, very
I
much
mean,
so.
it's very 90s. It's very late 90s Disney. It's got that. I mean, it always is kind of a walk on, given the fact that it is a thrill ride.
Hmm.
I mean, the Indiana Jones ride here is never under 60-minute wait, and so
Well,
yeah, bye bye dinos.
we'll see what becomes of that in the near future. But now this was something I was very excited about, me personally. Figment will be a meet and greet
Yeah,
September 10th,
I
which
think honestly, Armando, I
has
think
already
you were the
happened.
only one. Yeah, I think you were the only one that was excited about this. No one else talked about this.
I don't understand how nobody is talking about this. This is peak right here, man. I don't.
Oh man. Mm.
I mean, come on, man.
This was huge, and I'm so happy. I think yeah, it was. I love Figment too. I mean, he's such a great character, and the fact that he came back was what a great surprise, though, because nobody knew one that he was gonna. They thought he was gonna come later on, so we
Yeah,
knew there was gonna be an announcement about it, but we didn't know that it was gonna be one the next day. And then they surprised everyone in the room and said, "No, you're gonna get to meet him now." Um, that was really cool.
but yeah, that was kind of the end of Destination 23, with one exception. He, Josh Tomorrow, finished off by saying, "Now this is what worries me."
Hmm.
He finished off by saying, "Over the next decade, we're going to have more projects underway than at any point in our history. At any point in our history. Our
That's
sole
saying a
purpose
lot.
is to give you more and more of what you love about a Disney experience, and then surprise and delight you with things you have never dreamed possible." This is good, but this is also worrying because it's the same thing that they've been doing with movies lately: quantity over quality.
Hmm.
And I'm sure Walt Disney World. I mean, Walt Disney World always has something new because they can. But with us, it's not very much. It's very much for Disneyland quality because we are such a smaller park. So it very much is quality over quantity,
Hmm.
and that's just something I just that it I'm makes me very excited, but also very worrying as a Disneyland fan.
Yeah, I mean, I think about like the last real golden age of Imagineering was kind of in that like Cars Land era, so like 2009 to like 2015 kind of thing,
Yeah,
that time frame, where it was that same kind of thing. It was quality over quantity. They didn't have a lot of projects being built necessarily. I mean, it was a nice balance, but it was not. It wasn't as this is our biggest expansions and all stuff like that. It didn't have that same kind of. It was every park was getting something.
yeah.
But with the exception of, I think, New Fantasyland and Cars Land, those were the two biggest things that they did in that time frame.
It's
Um,
just I don't know, man. It's again worrying, but also very exciting, very thrilling. Um, but with that being said, that was the end of Destination D23. So now, very quickly, we will talk about D23 a little bit.
mhm.
We're gonna be at D23, so that's cool.
Well,
That'll be cool. It is. They did announce the dates for this as well. Actually, it'll be August 9th, 10th, and 11th. The 2024. And they're kind of doing something a little bit different. Um, they're all the big panels are gonna all the big panels are gonna be at the Honda Center now instead of at the D23 Hall H. It's gonna be at the Honda Center now, which we're still not entirely sure that's gonna work. We don't know if they're just gonna have a shuttle, if you're gonna have to drive over there, if you have to pay for parking, if you do, if that parking's gonna be included in your ticket, if you get into that panel. So I have no idea how that's gonna work. I'm a
yeah,
little bit excited for it, a little bit not, because the Honda Center is much bigger than the actual hall inside D23, inside the convention center. So more people will be able to attend that and see that in person. Um, but with a trade off of being you have to completely go somewhere else for that.
yeah, yeah. No, that's it. We'll just have to see how that goes because I can't imagine. Because I was thinking about like when we went last year and we
Mhm.
were at the parks panel, and then you finish the panel. And the panel's about an hour. It was about an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah, about.
Um, and afterwards, you just kind of funnel back into the hall and you go about your day. I can't imagine people are going to come in, do all that queuing and all that line stuff, which I imagine they're still going to have to do because you're going to have
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
18,000. I don't know what they mentioned the capacity of the
I mean,
Honda Center and stuff, but um, yeah, I don't. They would have to do something there to kind of be like, okay, you had the presentation. Here's, you know what I'm saying? Like something more,
yeah, no,
maybe like
100%.
an exhibit or
I
something.
mean, and you can't even imagine the traffic going back, man.
Right,
That's one thing
right.
too. That'll take you probably about at least like 40 minutes to get back. And it's not even that far of a drive, but
Mhm.
it's the fact that you have to get out of that arena, get out of the parking lot if we do have to pay, if you do have to park and pay for that stuff, you have to get out the parking lot. It's just gonna be a whole thing. So we'll see how it goes. Um, but I don't know how it's we'll see how it goes. I don't know if they're gonna do the reservation system yet again, like they did last year. They haven't confirmed anything yet. They literally just said, here are the dates. Here's the hotels you can book. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Um,
My theory is that all the Honda Center stuff's gonna be happening on one day. I think it's gonna be,
which
and you will get a ticket
which
for
would make
that.
the most sense. It would make the most
Right.
sense because I if that's the case, then because we're gonna go for all 3 days. If that's
Mhm.
the case, then you would have to get if you're going for all 3 days, you'd have to go. Friday would be your entire convention, like that's the day you do your conventions because they have panels
Yeah.
Saturdays and they have panels Sundays. We don't know if it'll be switched around. I'm pretty sure it won't be. I think if Steve's theory is correct, then yes, you're gonna have your Marvel, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, the video games that they have. That's all gonna be on one. That's gonna be one, and then you're gonna have Parks panel after that shortly, or vice versa, whatever you're gonna do. That's all gonna be one day, and that's gonna take up
Right.
your entire day essentially, because the
Yeah.
convention, I don't think they're not going to extend the convention hours. It's still going to probably close at 6 or 7 at
Right.
the
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
end. So that'll be literally your entire day. Um, and if they do it on different days, Saturday will be the Marvel panel, all that stuff. Sunday will be Parks panel and all that stuff. And it's not to mention they also had it was I mean they had those big panels, the Marvel, Star Wars, Parks panel. They had all those in Hall H, but they also had those. Um, they also had like other not as big but bigger panels in that as well. So are they gonna only reserve the Honda Center for that for the Parks panel, the Star Wars panel, and stuff, or is it gonna have those
Right.
other smaller panels? Because then if that's the case, then you're still left with the same thing. You got to leave during your showtime and or during your floor, and it a lot more questions than answers really.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I've no idea how that would work, and I can't imagine that they're going to spend 3 days renting out both the convention center and the Honda Center
Yeah,
to do that and to staff both of those things. Because those, I mean, that's not, especially the Honda Center. I mean, it's a huge sporting event spot. I
yeah,
mean, that's
yeah.
I
That's
can't
that's
imagine all weekend they're going to have that, and they're going to want to pay for all those people.
so we'll see how that develops and everything. If it is the reservation system, then 100% that thing is going to be full to capacity. There's no way that I actually I'm not even entirely sure that's actually true. I'm pretty sure they might have a cutoff because if that's the case, then um, that convention floor would be completely empty. Um, which then
Well, yeah,
which then also would technically be a good idea to go and do everything during that time.
right. Yeah, because I mean, like I mean, for me, I'm not a big, I mean, I don't need to go to the movie panel, so I don't really need to see that.
Yeah,
So I can go while everyone's doing the movie panel. I'll be sitting
and then
in the hall
I'll be
going,
there. I'll be there in the movie panel, getting everything you
good.
missed, getting all the freebies. But
Yeah, that's true.
I we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. If it's reservation system, look for more people to be invited in there, which is great. That's always you always want more people in there, and I'm sure that's the whole reason they wanted the Honda Center is because they even said the capacity's bigger, the capacity's
Yeah.
more. We can fit more people in there. So we'll see. We'll
They,
see.
yeah, I remember the first year of D23, they put the parks panel in just like a regular space. They might have done it. They might have done it in the hall, the big arena
Yeah.
where they put Walt's playing last time. And then every year after, they just kept putting it more in like bigger parts of the convention
Yeah.
center. So just to the point that when we were there last year, it was just like, okay, guys,
It was
there's
also
no
just
way that
curtained off.
everyone's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I think this will be a lot more. This will just be easier, be safer too. Because when we were getting out of that parks panel, it was
It took about 20
it got
minutes to get out of there.
it took well because everyone had to get their Portos.
Yeah, that was
Heaven forbid.
oh my god, that was great. I hope he announces an In-N-Out is coming to Disneyland. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
But
And then now maybe in a Baskin Robbins, maybe get some ice cream on
right,
our way out.
It'll
they
be
have
melted
salt,
by
so
the
never mind.
be melted by the time we get there though.
Melted ice cream's better than nothing, I guess.
But we're excited though. We're very much excited. We hope to hopefully see some good stuff. Hopefully, do all that we can at that. And also probably have a podcast on that day before because we are gonna get the hotel. We're gonna be there Thursday, so we'll probably film the podcast that Thursday and be busy for that whole weekend because we have D23 stuff and a lot of stuff to cover. So it'll be a
vlogs
fun,
maybe too.
A couple vlogs maybe, yeah. It'll be a fun time for us, but also will be because the first time we'll be covering an event like that. It'll be a stressful one for us as well. So you guys will have to bear with us because we're still trying to get a grip of everything and. So we'll see how that goes. It's not going to be for another couple months, obviously, because it's in August. But trust me, that will rapidly approach.
Oh yeah. We think that now, and then next time it'll be July 30th.
Yeah, and then my anticipation will be only there. I know once we get into that new year, it's going to be just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then it just goes by like that.
Yeah.
But luckily, we'll have 3 days this time, so. It won't be as quick, as when we went that Sunday. And hopefully we get some exclusive stuff at that shop on Friday. So.
Yeah, I know. I honestly cannot believe that all that specialty merchandise, both the D23 Expo stuff and the Disney 100 stuff, all sold out by Sunday.
Which, I mean, we probably could have gotten it. I'm sure it was there Sunday morning, but we had that panel, so we couldn't even. We couldn't even check, but
my Portos, and the handkerchief I got from
handkerchief,
and the
pen,
poster.
Everything was.
Those were a little bit cool.
That was it. Yeah, I needed all that. So, but yeah. So that was the Destination D23 stuff. That was us covering about D23 a little bit, and we're back.
We're back. We got some stuff. I'm gonna talk to you about all the Disney news and all the stuff that's going on. And,
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, me too. I want to go and cover. I want to go to Halloween sometime.
Yeah,
my pass got renewed, and I'm renewing it.
I'd like to as well. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
Go. Yeah, so hopefully in the coming weeks and stuff like that. Hopefully. I feel like a lot of people I know, and you went out, and a couple of other people went out and got the Halloween stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still in summer mode. I gotta start getting ready for Halloween and stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to go, man. We'll have to go. So we'll figure all that stuff out. But yeah, guys, I think that's the end of it.
That's gonna be it. So we'll put this one to bed, and until next week, I'm Steve. That's Armando over there, and you've been listening to the Way of Magic podcast. We'll see you next time. Have a great week, everyone.
Hey there, everyone. Thanks for watching this episode of the Way of Magic podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you like our content, don't forget to subscribe and like this episode, and don't forget to turn on notifications for when we upload.
And if you prefer to listen to this podcast instead, you can find the Way of Magic podcast on Amazon Music, Google Podcast, Spotify, and even Spotify for podcasters. Thanks for listening.